What if architecting dreams was actually our main job and the rest of our life was just basically the side thing? So, in general, one can see two things. The first one is what we are, usually referred to as System 2. So now the question arises, who's in control? And so on and so forth. So with System 1 being the autonomous part of our mind and System 2 being us, basically, the rational part of our mind, of our thinking. So now when we sleep, the System 1 basically controls the environment unless we are lucid dreaming, which means that we are awake and aware while we dream, and then we can slightly influence or totally influence System 1's dream construction. So now, what if now, basically our daily lives, were just the input for us at night? What if us at night was basically somehow our main job and we were just there? So basically, over the day, we collect different stimuli, which then are registered in System 1. And then in System 1, it is basically used as the autonomous part of our mind that then constructs what is the dream reality. But we, of course, are also rational, so therefore we sometimes wake up. But what if basically the job of us being rational was to collect the ideas during the day? So during the day would basically not be the main phase of our life, but actually be kind of the phase of our life that we need in order to come up with new ideas for constructing these dream realities. So think of it as maybe a movie director. We have movie director nowadays that use their System 1, mostly I guess, to construct all of these new ideas, new dreams. But my mind, for example, has generated probably thousands of movies already at this point in time. And many of them were actually not that bad. And one of the main things is this. If you are in your dream, then you think it is real. So therefore, the question of whether the thing we see on screen is real or the thing we experience is real is not usually asked unless we again are able to be awake while dreaming. So therefore, if we now are dreaming and this question is not asked, then the dream is better than every movie you could basically ever watch, and probably also better than basically any VR experience you could ever watch, because it's totally immersive. Your mind is surrounded, your System 2 is surrounded basically by a bubble that is created by System 1. So now, what if this was our main job? What if we basically were not actual? What if our lives weren't the thing that we basically were made to do? Of course, we are not really made to do anything, really. But what if System 2 is just there as a worker? It's just there as basically, think of it as you going into a movie studio and creating these big, huge realities. And then you go out again, and after work you do some things, but the main part of your work is working in the movie studio. And similar to how directors these days create these realities for us, but on a much lower bandwidth. And these are then called movies. And then we can watch them and immerse ourselves with our very limited understanding of our brain and also our very limited access to our brain. We can then immerse ourselves in these realities. But what if basically these much better realities we could immerse ourselves in were basically our main job? What if we are the directors of somebody else's immersive reality that we create